what did it all start? Well, the first piece I did was about 12 years ago, and I'd been a painter before that, and I was getting nowhere. And somebody very close to me said, maybe you're not really a painter, maybe that's why it's not working for you, maybe you should make things instead, because you've always been good at making things. So just find something you really care about and make a three-dimensional thing out of it. So I did. That changed everything. So the first thing I did was I made a figure of a World War I soldier, because it's something that was in my family history, and I wanted to do it before 1914-18 celebrations all kicked off for the 100th celebration, the centenary. And I wanted to do it before then because it meant a lot to me personally, because we'd had family in the war all those years ago. So I made this figure, and I made it out of barbed wire, because that was obviously the thing they used in the First War to stop people getting at them. And it took me 4 years to make it, and it ripped me to pieces to do it. I could only do 2 hours at a time because it cut me up so much physically. And eventually I took it out and put it on a battlefield in France on the edge of a wood where nobody would know it was there. As far as I know, it's still there. And then I wrapped it in newspaper to get the muscles and the form and the shape. And then I wrapped barbed wire round and round and round it. And then to get rid of the paper and the wood inside, my son and I took it to a beach on the North Somerset coast, and we, out of sight, out of mind, and we set fire to it, and we burnt away the whole of the insides of it. So all that was left was this wire figure that you could see through. It was really spooky, really powerful. But when it was burning, it just looked fantastic. And we were a bit worried we were going to get caught, because you're not supposed to do things like that. We went to the pub afterwards, and bless him, my son just said, "It's not really art, is it? Just getting up to stuff." But there is one little piece that I did, which I made. I got involved. I just went along to some goth clubs, because I thought everyone misunderstands, takes the mickey out of goths. Everyone, puts funny videos of them on Instagram and all that sort of thing. That takes the mick. And I thought, let's find out. So I went along and I got to know them. They were just brilliant. They're so lovely, and they modelled for me a lot. And there's a little figure of a goth girl over there, and I put her out in the town, all over the town, lots of different locations, just to see what people did with her, because there was a case where a goth couple had got beaten up and one of them died, and I just thought, let's do something good about it. And bless them, the reaction was lovely. People were nice. They sat down at a picture tape. They sat down and talked to her. Yeah. Kids played with her, and I thought, I can't leave her out to be trashed or stolen, so I brought her home. So she's probably my favourite, because she's still in the studio with me now. The Suicide Boy I put in the alcove on Jacob Wells Road, and I had no idea when I put that out. I just did it because it affected me, and I lost a friend to suicide. So many other people have, and I just thought, let's put something out to challenge some of these self-destructive attitudes that men often have. Men are, generally speaking, not very good at expressing their feelings or showing weakness as they see it, and I just think that's a shame, especially when they turn it on themselves like that. So I just put that out thinking, well, that's a statement, and that's the big one. That's the one that went viral. That's the one that went, I don't know how many likes, shares, posts it got. It went stratospheric, that one. But the more important thing was that everybody who saw that had an opinion. Everybody who saw it seemed to have been affected by the issue, which is tragic. And they talked to each other about it, and they supported each other. And then the final thing on that one for me was, I had lots of people saying thank you for bringing this subject out into the open, not hiding it away. And then I had one person who did get in touch and say that they were on the point of killing themselves, and they saw that figure and they didn't. So the next one in line is a life-size figure of a legendary Bristol character called Princess Caribou, or Mary Baker was her real name. This is the lady who was found wandering in the streets at Almondsbury, was taken in by the magistrate and his wife, and they decided that she was so unusual, she must be an Indonesian princess. And she carried on for 10 weeks, pretending she couldn't speak English and that she was from Java and all this sort of thing. And she lived the high life until a former landlady got in touch and went, that's Mary Baker, I know her. And it had a happy ending as well, because even though she got outed, she went to America for a while, travelled a bit, and then she ended back in Beni, and she sold leeches to the hospital. Disobedient, provocative sculpture.